U.S. hosts African leaders. Trump pledges support for resource development. Date: July 10, 2025. In a high-profile diplomatic meeting at the White House on Wednesday, U.S. President Donald Trump welcomed the presidents of Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania, and Senegal to Washington, D.C. as part of a strategic discussion on investment and economic collaboration. Held over a working lunch in the state dining room, the focus of the gathering centered around exploring business opportunities, especially in resource-rich sectors across the African continent. President Trump, while addressing the delegation, described their nations as energetic regions with rich lands, abundant minerals, vast oil reserves, and incredible people. He also noted recent progress in peace efforts on the continent, referencing the accord signed between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, which he said was facilitated by the White House. Importantly, Trump suggested that the 5 visiting nations may be spared from future U.S. tariff actions, signaling potential economic incentives. Gabon's president, Brice Oligui Nguema, emphasized his country's openness to investment, stressing the need for international partners to help process their raw materials locally to foster sustainable growth. "We are not poor. Our countries are wealthy in terms of raw materials. What we require are equal partnerships that can support our development goals," said Nguema. Senegal's president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, spotlighted his nation's tourism potential, mentioning a new golf resort only 6 hours away by air from New York. In a light-hearted moment, he even invited Trump to showcase his golfing prowess on Senegalese soil. Looking ahead, President Trump hinted at a larger summit involving more African leaders, which may take place in September, coinciding with the United Nations General Assembly in New York. This mini-summit highlights renewed American interest in strengthening its presence in Africa, especially as China continues to expand its economic influence across the continent. Meanwhile, the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation, DFC, announced funding for the Banio potash mine in Mayumba, Gabon. This project aims to enhance Gabon's domestic production capacity and reduce reliance on imports. DFC investments not only empower local economies but also expand trade, create new U.S. business opportunities, and contribute to a more stable global marketplace, said Connor Coleman, head of investments at DFC. Although these 5 countries account for a small portion of total U.S.-Africa trade, they hold untapped economic potential. At the same time, Senegal, Mauritania, and Guinea-Bissau remain strategic to U.S. interests due to challenges around migration and transnational drug trafficking.